We're playing a classic legacy combo deck today, Sneak and Show. We're playing Show and Tell, Sneak Attack, and trying to put a large monster onto the battlefield. Let's go check it out. This video is proudly sponsored by Card Market. This is Sneak and Show, and as I mentioned in the intro, the idea is that you want to use cards like Show and Tell and Sneak Attack to put large creatures like Emrakul, the Aeons Torn, Griselbrand, and Atraxa onto the battlefield. Atraxa and Griselbrand are there to create card advantage and hopefully find a copy of Emrakul, the Aeons Torn to finish off the game, sometimes even with haste, from the sneak attack to have a one-turn kill. Alternatively, you could put Omniscience onto the battlefield with the Show and Tell and then play Emrakul to take an extra turn and then attack. This deck is relatively simple. It's just looking to do the one thing. And you have counter spells like Spell Pierce or Force of Will to protect your combo. Additionally, Modern Horizons 3 gave this deck Vexing Bauble to stop opposing copies of Force of Will, Daze, Force of Negation, all that good stuff. And I think that this is actually a huge upgrade. A 1-mana defense grid is exactly what this deck needed. And, well, we're going to try it out today, so hopefully it's a good time. And if you have a good time and like watching this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Put something down below. I'd love to hear from you, but that's all I've got for now. Short and sweet deck tech. Let's go play match number 1. I will see you there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicswarm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicswarm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to the first match. We're on the draw. I've opened up a hand that contains Show and Tell plus an Atraxa. We're going to try this. I have no idea what our opponent is playing. Polluted Delta, okay. Emrakul. So we have a lot of large creatures. What we don't have is mana or protection. There's a little bit more mana. I think we'll keep this. Put the Volcanic Island on the bottom, Brainstorm in the middle, and then we'll take the basic mountain. They search out a Meticulous Archive. Puts Flooded Strand to the graveyard. Polluted Delta, okay. We'll play the mountain and just pass the turn. Ideally, I would Brainstorm into a Force of Will. Another land. They have 6 cards in hand. I'm guessing that our opponent is on Stiflenaught here. And wow, that was not very good. We don't need 2 Atraxas, so I'll put one of them on the bottom. I would rather have the extra land. Attempt to fetch with a Misty Rainforest. We'll grab an island. I think I'm actually going to pass here. So you might be saying, why not just jam the Show and Tell? I don't want to play into Daze. So instead I'm going to wait a turn and then just not lose to the card Daze. Brain Surge. We're facing a Miracles deck. Okay, so no Dazes. Alright. They play Ponder. And they shuffled. They have 7 cards in their hand. We find a Spell Pierce. I will play Show and Tell. They Brainstorm in response. Show and Tell back on the stack. And they Force of Will, exiling Jace the Mind Sculptor. We will pass the turn. Land number 5, they have 5 cards left in their hand here. We'll play the Volcanic Island, because this means I could, in theory, protect the sneak attack. And if they can't answer it, they get Emrakul. We'll pay a red. Emrakul, the Aeons Torn. Go to combat. And our opponent concedes. Easy does it. Boom. Take that, Miracles. Post board. We likely want the Flusterstorm. We'll take Pyroblast as well. I don't think we want the Blood Moon effects. And this is a slower matchup, so I'm going to try to board out the Lotus Petals. Alright, game number 2. Our opponent has taken a mulligan. We've opened up the absolute nuts. We're going to keep this. This hand is incredible. Mystic Sanctuary. They have 5 cards left in their hand. Atraxa. Oh my. We'll fetch with Polluted Delta, grab a basic island. Let's attempt the Vexing Bauble. Bauble resolves and we'll pass the turn. Plains, okay. I'm going to play this a little bit slower. We'll just ponder here. We find another land, not the red source I wanted though. I'm going to shuffle. And there it is. We'll play out Scalding Tarn and pass. They play land number 3. On their end step, we'll fetch. Grab the Thundering Falls. Surveil. Don't think I want the island. That can go to the graveyard. Another Vexing Bauble. Let's attempt a show and tell. They Brain Surge in response. I'm going to Pyroblast this, because this way they can't set up Terminus. And now the show and tell will resolve. It's either Atraxa or the Emrakul. Emrakul will win the game on the spot if they don't have Jace the Mind Sculptor or a blind Terminus. I'm going to choose the Atraxa here. It's a little more risky, but I think I don't want to lose to Jace. Atraxa. We'll take another Atraxa. We'll take the sneak attack. The basic mountain. Pyroblast. Ponder. So we get 5 here. Pretty good. And we'll pass the turn. Discard Vexing Bauble. And there's Jace the Mind Sculptor. I'm glad I did not put Emrakul onto the table. They bounce the Atraxa, sure. And now they're all tapped out, so this Emrakul is going to wipe the floor with them. We'll play the mountain. Play sneak attack. Vexing Bauble. It's disgusting here. We will use sneak attack. Emrakul the Aeons Torn. Good game. Boom. Easy does it. 1-0. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. We are in the second match, and we're facing someone who has a history with a lot of Karnforge in it, and then their modern results are Storm. So they like doing unfair things. That means that this Force of Will in our hand is very good. And then we have Brainstorm and another copy of Brainstorm, which means that you can exile one of them to the Force of Will, and then use the other to hopefully find a Show and Tell or a Sneak Attack. Misty Rainforest, so not Karnforge. They fetch. Underground Sea, Thoughtseize. I'm going to let this happen. They take the Force of Will. They play Mishra's Bauble and use it. Sure. I'm not sure what they're playing at the moment. Mishra's Bauble isn't in the Rescaminator deck, so it just might be Dimir Tempo. Omniscience. Okay. We'll just pass the turn. They play Polluted Delta. They might be trying to get me with an Orcish Bowmasters, but I don't have to play into it. I can just sit with my lands and play. We'll play the Scalding Tarn and pass. They play another land and another Goyf. They're definitely sitting on an Orcish Bowmasters. We'll play Thundering Falls. Get rid of the Ancient Tomb. We don't need that. Pass. They play Ponder. They did not shuffle off the Ponder. They have 4 cards remaining. We'll take 3 here. We draw Griselbrand. I'll play Volcanic Island and pass the turn. They fetch for an Undercity Sewers. Okay. They put the card on top. So now is a good time to play the Brainstorm, because if they want to Orcish Bowmasters me, they have to get rid of the card they wanted to keep on top. And now the Bowmasters will be cast. Surprise, surprise. And now I can respond and Brainstorm again. Alright, so we found the sneak attack. I don't need a bunch of creatures here, so we can actually put those back. I wonder if it's actually better to get rid of the Omniscience here. It might be. Yeah, let's get rid of the Omniscience. And then I'll fetch. Grab a basic island. Bowmasters can now resolve. Yep. And we did not find a protection spell. We'll put back Volcanic Island and a Lotus Petal. We're going to take 3 damage. So I am now at 12. Our opponent has 8 power on the table. They played their 5th land, which means they likely have hardcast Force of Will. So now a Vexing Bauble will not save me. Oh? Psychic Frog, okay. On the end step, we'll fetch down to 3 life. Let's grab Volcanic Island, I guess. Draw for turn. Another land. So I can ponder here and go to 2. I think that's probably the move. And the best card for us is actually just Vexing Bauble. We find Force of Will. So if I want to... Okay, this is actually okay. Omniscience goes there. We'll put Atraxa here. Force of Will on top. So I can Force of Will pitch the Atraxa. I go to 2. We'll play Lotus Petal. And now we will play Sneak Attack. We can Force of Will down to 1 life. It just resolves. Activate the Sneak Attack. We'll put Atraxa Grand Unifier onto the table. Triggers. Emrakul the Aeons Torn. Show and Tell. Omniscience. Lotus Petal. Basic Mountain. Okay, that was good. We'll play the Lotus Petal. Sacrifice a Lotus Petal. Activate the Sneak Attack again. Emrakul the Aeons Torn. And now we'll activate the Sneak Attack one more time. Griselbrand. Go to combat. Swing. Annihilator trigger. Sheoldred's Edict. Weird time to cast that. So they still have to sacrifice 6 permanents. So I could Force of Will this, but then I lose... It loses to a Daze, and I feel like our opponent's last card in hand is Daze. So... What to do? So they're just going to jump and block the Emrakul anyway. Really tough call here. I do think playing Force of Will would be a mistake. So they're going to sacrifice their lands plus like the Bowmasters, maybe? And then I go to 9. I think it has to be the Emrakul. Yeah, it's going to be the Emrakul. They jump their frog to give it flying, and now it can block if they want to. They still have to annihilate 6. Wish I had one more creature in hand right now. Ooh, they got rid of the Orc army. That's interesting. And they're not going to block. So I'm going to gain 14, and now they're at 1. So if I draw cards here, I'm going to go to 2. And that doesn't work. I think I have to pass. Okay, what a wild game. Maybe I sacrificed the wrong creature, I'm not sure. So I'll take 6 here unless they decide to pump it. If they pump the frog with both cards in their hand, it represents lethal next turn, and I have to draw exactly a creature. They're going to attack for 5, leaving the Bowmasters back. So this is going to give me an extra turn, I think. Maybe not. At 11. Next turn they can discard 4. Yeah, that does give me an extra turn. Spell Pierce, that does not help. We will pass. They attack. Now they discard a card to Psychic Frog. Another card to Psychic Frog. And a Bowmasters. Sure, so this is 9. They didn't have the Daze! No! That makes me feel dumb. So they just missed lethal on purpose? Okay. Give me an extra turn. Come on. Be there. I'm not going to be able to beat the Bowmasters here. There's no way for me to beat this Bowmaster trigger. Atraxa was 2 cards down. Okay. We did not win that one. I really did feel like their Daze was their last card, but I guess I'm punished. We want the Magus of the Moon effects here. We want the Flusterstorm. Might want the Abrades. I don't think we need Omniscience in this matchup, so those can get sided out. And then, once again, it's not a speed matchup, so I don't hate boarding out Lotus Petals. They also don't play well with the Vexing Bauble, which is really good in this matchup, so I think that this is fine. I guess I could be trying to bring in Pyroblast. It's just, what am I boarding out at this point? Like, am I supposed to be taking out Force of Wills? Maybe I'll do 2 Force of Will, 2 Pyroblast. There's actually not a lot of cards in this matchup that you want to Force of Will. Maybe I should just board them all out and try this. Alright, on the play. Sure, we'll try it. Keep. That was a crazy game 1. Misty Rainforest will fetch and cast Ponder. Grab the basic island. Play Ponder. I like all of these. Okay, so we'll keep the Scalding Tarn pass. Mishra's Bauble, so they can see that the top card of my deck is a Brainstorm. Or what's going to happen is they targeted themselves. Underground Sea into Thoughtseize. Yep. They take Sneak Attack. Another Mishra's Bauble, so now they can look at my top card, or they can sit on it again. So they'll draw the card off the Bauble that they knew about. And now they look at my card. Okay. I'm going to Brainstorm now to avoid Orcish Bowmasters. We'll put Ancient Tomb and Brainstorm back on. Actually, Ancient Tomb of Braid. Let's do that. They will draw off Mishra's Bauble. Land number 2. Another Goyf, okay. We will fetch. They have 5 cards in their hand. We'll grab the island. Let's play Brainstorm. Another Show and Tell. That's actually not bad here. We'll hide the Show and Tell on the bottom, so that way it's protected from discard. Well, I guess if I'm trying to protect it from discard, they would just discard the Atraxa. It probably doesn't matter. We'll play Ancient Tomb, and let's try a Show and Tell. They fetch in response with Polluted Delta, or an Undercity Sewers. Show and Tell. We'll put Atraxa onto the battlefield. And they put in Wasteland. Okay, so we have shown them the Blood Moon. We'll take Blood Moon. Vexing Bauble. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to take the Sneak Attack. Yeah, Sneak Attack's probably better here. Show and Tell. Emrakul and a Braid. Suppose we'll try this. And then we'll play the Bauble. Force of Negation, exiling Force of Will. Okay. Good deal. They wasteland my Ancient Tomb. Odd that they didn't Force of Will or Force of Negation the Show and Tell. Attack with the Atraxa, swing swing. We'll play Scalding Tarn and let's Ponder. We'll keep the Pyroblast. Pass the turn. They play another land. And step will fetch. Grab the mountain. Blood Moon. We'll try the Show and Tell. Put in Sneak Attack. Activate Sneak Attack. Put in the Emrakul. Okay, so now the question is, our opponent has seen our 3 Blood Moons. All 3 of them were revealed on that Atraxa. I think I'm supposed to take the Juke out and bring back in Force of Will. And then we'll go back down to 1 Lotus Petal. Let's try this. Game 3, our opponent's taken a mulligan. We will keep. It's a little bit light on mana, but I like having Vexing Bauble. We're only 2 mana away from the Sneak Attack. We have the large creature already. There's potential here. Underground Sea. Always with the Thoughtseize is this one. Come on. They get rid of Brainstorm. So their plan might be to hope that my hand never develops and to wasteland me. I'm going to Ponder. Look for that next mana source. Force of Will, exiling Consign to Memory. Sure. And there's the Wasteland. So we need to draw a couple lands in a row now. Our opponent has 2 cards left in hand, and one of them is Nether Goyf. Alright, they're in a great spot. We find Show and Tell. So you might have been thinking, Bryant, why didn't you summon Spirit Guide Pyroblast? I don't think that's a good play. I really don't. They search out a basic island. Psychic Frog. Wow, what an outstanding start. I'm going to take a draw, because I could just draw a red land and then I could Pyroblast the Frog rather than burning this Immune Spirit Guide. And I don't, so we just have to do this now. Kill the Frog. Pass the turn. We'll take 4, I'm at 13. And our draws have been terrible. Another Nether Goyf, okay. We've lost this. I'm going to go to 9. We'll play City of Traders. Play Vexing Bauble. So I guess if I draw Basic Island or Lotus Petal, we stand a chance. I did not. And they have another Wasteland. Okay, it happens. So we're going to lose this match. And they have the Bowmasters. Yeah, we got smushed. We are now 1-1. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Round number 3, we're on the draw again. So you might be thinking that this hand is an easy mulligan. I'm going to choose to keep it. So I do need to draw a show and tell or a sneak attack, but we have Scalding Tarn for the Surveil land, Thundering Falls, and I think that makes this hand good enough. We find Brainstorm, okay. I think I'm actually going to Lotus Petal Brainstorm here. And this looks like the Epic Storm. It resolves. We didn't find anything we wanted, but it resolved. Get rid of the Volcanic Island. They ponder again. On the end step, we will fetch. And Thundering Falls. I'm going to get rid of the Vexing Bauble. I don't think it actually helps me here. That's a sneak attack. That's good. We'll play Ancient Tomb. Pass the turn. Our opponent searches out a Meticulous Archive. Wasteland. That's not great. And they go after the Ancient Tomb. I will respond by casting Brainstorm. This way my Brainstorm can't be countered by Daze. Ay. Alright. We'll put Atraxa on top and then Emrakul. I'll play a Lotus Petal. And Ponder. Alright, the land is good. We'll keep that. I think I want to hide the other Lotus Petal for now. Another Wasteland. Okay. We will fetch into a Stifle. Yep. I could Force of Will it. I'm not going to. We'll play the other Lotus Petal and pass. They have 3 cards. I'm sorry, 3 lands. 5 cards in hand. Pass the turn. Land number 4. Things are not looking good for us. They grab another island and a Dress Down. Phyrexian Dreadnought. I'm going to attempt a Force of Will, exiling Omniscience. They Daze. I'll pay the 1. Another Daze. I'll pay the 1. They have no mana. Okay. Play Ancient Tomb, pass the turn. They have land number 5. Okay, so if we can draw another land that makes blue mana, Ponder is decent. There we go. Play Ponder. I like all of these things. So I think we put the Simian Spirit Guide on the bottom, show and tell in the middle. We'll take the Flooded Strand, and then pass. Dress Down into a Null Drifter. I'm going to allow this to happen because my plan is to try to win the game on our turn. So this is actually a little sketchy. I think I have to Force of Will this. See if they'll respond back. They don't. So the reason I have to do something is if I show and tell in Sneak Attack next turn, they can just sacrifice all 6 lands, have their Null Drifter block, and then attack me for 12. So I will go to 15, grab another Volcanic, show and tell. And they have their own force. Okay, I've lost. I'm going to go to the next game. If you're unaware, Null Drifter has Annihilator 1, so I'm just never going to have enough resources to get these sneak attacks online. Bring in Pyroblast, we'll bring in Flusterstorm. I don't even hate the Abrades. We don't need Omniscience. And I don't feel like this is a great Vexing Bauble matchup. I guess Blood Moon might be okay. Let's try this out. Turn 2 Griselbrand with Force of Will backup. Yeah, let's go. Play the island and pass. Misty Rainforest into Ponder. So if I Brainstorm on the end step, I do need to hit another blue card. I'm going to just untap because I don't know if hitting another blue card is like even that realistic. And in order for it to be worthwhile, I actually have to hit a Lotus Petal to play around Daze too. Show and tell. They Force of Will, exiling Force of Will. I will Force of Will, exiling Brainstorm. And now they Daze. Seems weird that you wouldn't daze first, but okay. We will pass. They replay the island into Ponder. They have 5 cards in their hand. We draw a Lotus Petal. I guess we can try to resolve the sneak attack here. I don't have another red source, but I get to put sneak attack on the stack. It resolves. So now we need to draw like a fetch land or a volcanic island. Okay, now we wait. They grab a Tundra. Doorkeeper Thrall. So that will stop Atraxa, but I have Griselbrand in hand. Wasteland. That's a Phyrexian Dreadnought. They have 3 cards. They swing for 1. Come on, deck. No! Why are you like this? I think we just lost. Anakin Team and Priest. I'm good to concede. Okay, well that was miserable. We are now 1-2. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Round number 4, on the draw again. We'll keep. Have not won a die roll yet. We've also only faced blue decks. Underground Sea. Into Thoughtseize. Yep. They take the Vexing Bauble. Atraxa is a good hit. We'll play Lotus Petal. Play the Flooded Strand. Pass. Delver of Secrets. Okay. We will fetch. Grab the Thundering Falls. Surveil. I will keep the Force of Will. That can go on top. Play the island and pass. Next turn we can play Sneak Attack through a daze with Force of Will back up. They fetch in their upkeep before they draw. So they didn't want the card that they saw with Delver of Secrets. Another Delver. 4 cards remain. We'll take 1. Basic Mountain. Alright, let's attempt a sneak attack. Put it on the stack. They Force Will exiling Psychic Frog. We will Force Will exiling Omniscience. They Brainstorm in response. Force Will on the stack. They have 2 cards. And they daze. I'm going to pay for daze. Looks like sneak attack will resolve past the turn. Delver of Secrets. They should flip. What? You played a Brainstorm and it didn't flip? Wow. That is crazy. I'll take 2. I'm at 13. Emrakul was an amazing draw. Activate sneak attack. Atraxa Grand Unifier. Brainstorm. Volcanic. Vexing Bauble. Ponder. Omniscience. We will activate the sneak attack again. But in Emrakul. What I like about this is that they know that I didn't find the Emrakul off the Atraxa. And this should do it. Sweet. We will bring in the Blood Moons. Pyroblast. Bluster Storm. Get rid of the Omniscience. I think we want to keep the Vexing Baubles. I believe we're supposed to just board out the Lotus Petals here and try this. Game 2, we've opened up a hand with no lands. We'll send it back. This is pretty good. Keep. And I think I'm going to bottom the sneak attack. Our hand just doesn't need it. The game plan is to make Magus of the Moon resolve, so let's do that. Oh no. Okay, change of game plans. I mean, I'm letting this resolve. I'm not going to force a Will of Thoughtseize and lose to daze. Every game, turn 1 Thoughtseize this league. It's been brutal. Literally not every game. We've only faced 2 black decks, but it just seems like it's happening a lot. They take the Pyroblast. Interesting. Another Magus. Okay. Land number 2. So they can fetch for a basic here. They use Polluted Delta. And they play Psychic Frog. I'm going to attempt a Force of Will. Okay. They have 4 cards. We find Vexing Bauble. We'll play it. Pass the turn. And now they are immune to my Blood Moon effects in hand. Another Goyf. I think I might try to draw a Brainstorm rather than fetching here. Just convert these Maguses into something better. Play the city. Pass the turn. End step, they play a Brainstorm. And a Wasteland. Okay, I've lost this game. In the interest of time, I'm just going to concede. Okay, so we're going to game 3. I'm going to take out the Blood Moons now that they've seen them. Let's bring the Lotus Petals back in. Let's try this. Game 3, we're on the play. I mean, we won't lose to Daze or Wasteland. Sure. Blue to Delta. Grab an island. Ponder. That was actually pretty good. The Atraxa will go on the bottom, Show and Tell in the middle, Simian Spirit Guide on top. So next turn I can play Show and Tell through Daze. They just play Scalding Turn and pass. Alright, let's jam. Show and Tell. Force of Negation. Okay. We will pass. On the end step, our opponent plays Brainstorm. Wasteland. Little do they know that my hand is just full of lands. We'll play Thundering Falls. Let's keep the Vexing Bauble. Pass the turn. They just play Polluted Delta and pass. We're waiting to draw a card for turn. We'll play the Misty. Play Vexing Bauble. Okay. And they search out a Swamp. Another Wasteland. Sure. I'm going to choose to not play out the Ancient Tomb. Like, I just don't need to. They play a land 3. Harbinger of the Seas. Yeah. I can't get my basic mountain with the Misty Rainforest. There's 4 Scalding Turns, but that's not the land that I had. So, Simian Spirit Guide, if we draw a card that needs red, is going to have to be it. Force of Will. Alright, well now it's safe to play out the Ancient Tomb, so let's do that. They attack for 2, I'll go to 15. I don't think I'm actually supposed to cast this Brainstorm. I was about to, but I think that I'm actually supposed to just sit on it for a little while. They swing. I'll go to 13. Okay, another Brainstorm. That changes things. Let's play it. Punished. Cool. I guess I could draw a card with the Bauble and attempt a Force. Exile Atraxa. I will attempt a Brainstorm in response. Into 3 lands. Okay, I've seen enough. I'm going to concede. This league is not going very well. I am now 1-3. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? Alright, the final round. Let's see if we can get a second win. This is the first time that we're on the play. Alright, so this hand just needs a large monster. Let's keep it. We'll play a basic island and pass the turn. Yavimaya, okay. Into Elvish Reclaimer. Well, it looks like we will be facing our first non-blue deck of the event, or of the league. Lotus Petal. Play the island, pass. Flagstones, okay. Ponder, good draw, let's cast it. We'll take the other Ponder, play Ponder, and we missed. Let's shuffle. Another Lotus Petal. We'll play out the Lotus Petals and just pass the turn. On the end step, they sacrifice the Flagstones to Elvish Reclaimer, so they can go get a Plains card, which will be Savannah. And then with the Elvish Reclaimer, they can get any land card, including Dark Depths or Thespian Stage. Speaking of Dark Depths, okay. We need to draw a large creature. Draw for turn. Let's see it. Brainstorm. So that's some life. Cast the Brainstorm. And there's an Emrakul. Alright, we'll put back Ancient Tomb, Show and Tell. Sneak Attack. So I guess in order for us to win, I need my opponent to not have exactly Crop Rotation in hand. I could have played Show and Tell, but then what if they put in another land that disrupts me? So I didn't want to do that. Emrakul. Go to combat. Am I allowed? They have the Crop Rotation. Brutal. There it is. So they can go grab Karakas. And then they can activate the Thespian Stage on Dark Depths using the Yavimaya. So we lost. This was not the matchup to draw multiple spell peers. Okay, so I don't want Vexing Bauble here. And I'm not really a fan of Spell Pierce in the matchup. We do want Magus of the Moon. We want Blood Moon, Abrade. Those are all things we want. And then I'm at 59. I guess the Brotherhood's End. Let's try this. Game 2, we're on the play. Sure, we'll try it. We'll start on Flooded Strand, go get our basic island. Play Ponder. Shuffle those. Draw a card. City of Traders, okay. They play first turn Windswept Heath. Our opponent searches out a basic forest into Elvish Reclaimer, so they're prepared for the Blood Moons. If possible, I don't want to show them one this game. Show and Tell. I think I want to brainstorm to see if I can find a Sneak Attack or an Omniscience. There's Sneak Attack. Okay. That was actually very good. We'll play Volcanic Island, pass the turn. They play Thespian Stage. We'll play City of Traders, tap for 4 mana, play a Sneak Attack. Exile Simian Spirit Guide, activate the Sneak Attack. Put in Emrakul. They play Crop Rotation, we will Force of Will, exiling Show and Tell. Attack with the Emrakul. Our opponent sacrifices their board, and they will take 15. The Emrakul on her end step sacrifices, and then shuffles in the graveyard. And then on the end step, they will Force of Vigor, my Sneak Attack. So they lost their board and 2 cards in hand to play the Force of Vigor. Okay, so we need to find another Sneak Attack for this Atraxa or a Show and Tell. I suppose I'll play Magus of the Moon. They search out a Savannah. It looks like they have swords in hand. And they do swords. Okay, they have 1 card left. A Lotus Petal, that's not good enough. A Braid, that doesn't help me here. Okay, Mox Diamond. Discards Dark Depths. While they're in combat, let's destroy this Mox Diamond. Goodbye. Let's attempt a Show and Tell. Atraxa. Trigger. Sneak Attack. Emrakul. Ponder, Force of Will, Scalding Tarn. Not bad, and our opponent concedes. Maybe the Spell Pierce is better than the Abrade if they're going to have Force of Vigor, so let's try this out. Okay. Both players have kept 7. They play a basic. We'll play Flooded Strand, pass. They play Yavimaya into Elvish Reclaimer, sure. This Magus looking a little bit worse now. We draw another land. We will pass. Yeah, things are not looking great for me here. On the end step, we'll fetch. Grab an island. Grab the Thundering Falls. I'm going to get rid of the Force of Will. I think I just need something else here. Like another land. Alright, Ancient Tomb, pass. So I realized that I could play the Magus, but there's some danger associated with that. Our opponent could, in response, put a Dark Depths into play, and then swords my Magus. And then I have to, like, on top of that, they can get basic lands too. Like, this Magus actually isn't very good right now. And they search for a basic Plains. And a Thespian Stage. Wasteland. They destroy my Ancient Tomb. We draw another land. That is inconvenient. Alright. It doesn't matter anymore. I think I've already lost this, so I'll play the Magus. And now they can go get a Dark Depths, and then it will enter with no counters on it. And then they can cast Swords to Plowshares to create a Mirage. Okay. We will force the swords. And they have Red Elemental Blast, so I am dead. Well, that was a 1-in-4 league. Yikes. This was the deck list. Honestly, I don't recommend Sneak and Show. It's been a very long time since I've played this deck because the last video did not do very well. And not even like record-wise, but view count-wise, like people just weren't interested in watching Sneak and Show. And I thought, hey, it's been a while. They gained Vexing Bauble, which makes a lot of sense because it protects your Show and Tell. Let's give it a whirl. It might have actually felt worse than it did before. At least before, you could have broken starts with Simian Spirit Guides and Lotus Petals where you had like a turn 1 Show and Tell with Days backup. Without Daze, this deck felt terrible. So I would not play Sneak and Show with Vexing Bauble, or probably at all. I'm not trying to sound too negative here, it's just, it didn't feel very powerful in the context of Legacy. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. If you think that I'm wrong, let me know why. I'd love to hear from you. But that's all I've got for today. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm sorry I didn't do better. And as always, keep storming. Hey, Bryant Cook. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. There's no better way to support our channel. If you're interested in elevating your combo game, visit theepicstorm.com/tutoring for details about our coaching sessions. Don't worry, there's more great combo content coming right up.